Swift and silent, you stole the bounty of others. A crow.
I've not seen a wilderness like this before. There'll be some dark days. My mana is gone. That's a good sign.
You swore sinew and soul to serve God and the order of the...
Alright, let's get this stream and this run started. Hello everyone. Also Loidas, how you doing, buddy? And everyone else as well. How was the day? Or is the day, depending on your time zone. Wow. The pot calling the kettle black, Mr. Pancham. If I'm a nerd while I'm gaming, what are you that keeps watching me game? Hey Naito, how are you doing? There's an echo on my voice. How is there an echo on my voice? You had me confused, buddy.
You swore sinew and soul to serve God and the order of the Templar.
Alright, so we need to practice caster.
Swift and silent, you stole the bounty of others. A crow that plunders our crops. A stray dog that slaughters our sheep.
Because caster is the last thing. I'm not that great yet.
Not animals. Think on that.
You need a D1 SSF Uber bossing build. I mean, there's just one option. There are gonna be two options. Option 1, they don't nerf Fuse Alert and you use Fuse Alert. Option 2, they don't nerf Eye of Winter Miner and you have a day 2 Uber bossing. I don't think there is a different build than Fuse Alert that can do day 1 Uber bossing. And Peaconk, I personally, if you are pushing Poisonous Concoction into the end game, there is just a Ranger as option. I don't believe that Poisonous Concoction is an endgame build on Shadow. I think it is more a leveling option for Shadow for builds that only become available about level 60 or later. Well, then I don't think you're gonna be doing day 1 Uber bossing. I think then we can take a look at what Aeroplane's been doing previous leagues, and it should more be day 2 with Eye of Winter Mines or Stormburst Totems. Glazor, you can check Anime Princess. He's usually starting with Poisonous Concoction Pathfinder or has an updated guide on that. Right. So today we are just gonna doing a campaign run. I'm not gonna test or be able to stay up too late to test this one into maps. But we're doing one really quick break because I forgot to check something up with my grandparents, and once that is covered, I'm gonna be good to go to Blast. Alright. I would be surprised if Houston in general survives. I think we should be shifting back to other attacks meta. Alright. Let's open a different split I have. Yeah, that's my last caster run, including an Act 1 mule. Let's see how that goes. How much quicker am I than my previous caster self? Oh no, my headset just gave me the information that it's low on battery. That's hilarious timing. Just as I started to run. Keep the helmet.
I've seen you blind eyes. While we live, we are blessed.
Oh.
Fine work. Farewell.
What little help? God hasn't abandoned us.
My mule has to go quicker.
Even death gives no solace in this tortured land.
My mule has to be quicker.
My god has no need for my company just yet.
I know you. Lion eyes. While we live, we are blessed.
Fine work with. Stay sharp out there.
My nightmares, they were prophecy.
What the heck? Hello, MD. I don't think on this first run, but I'm gonna try till Friday, till Wednesday, and I believe that till then I should be able to. This is gonna set the baseline for the caster run. I need to reset doorbell. There was no way to healthily pause there, and I knew that no one is able to open the door, so I might as well just reset.
You swore sinew and soul to serve God and the Order of the Templar. Swift and silent, you stole the bounty of others.
Also, good evening, Dante.
I've not seen a wilderness like this before. There'll be some dark days ahead.
How is it going? How was the day?
That's a good sign.
Fine work.
I've seen you. Lion Eyes what? Take care.
You should definitely do some practice runs if you enjoy them, or if you want to improve at the game. Nothing wrong with sending some practice runs. Yeah, I don't think the league mechanic itself will have to do with Abyss. The All Flames aren't too related to Abyss. I think it's more gonna be an Abyss update, like a mini rework, like we usually get along a main league. We get one smaller rework. And then we get a late main league mechanic. That's my expectation. I'm gonna keep the shield here.
I know. Lion Eyes what? Farewell.
Fine work. Farewell.
I think if they would do an Abyss rework, they wouldn't mask it as Curse of the All Flame. They would do it like Breach, where they just straight up be like, yo, look at this, Breach 2.0, here it is. Enjoy. I saw disconnect there. What the heck? I got one spell out and I just kept lagging. What's happening to my ping here? What's happening to my ping here? What the heck? Why is it so far up? Dude! Calm your rampaging asses down. Honestly, the exact voice line I never got. I just got used to it. I think Death to Exile or something. No, the exact I actually don't know.
I'd almost...
Get Arcane Surge, get Elemental Prolif,
While we live, we have...
get Holy Flame, Frostblink, Gullies.
Farewell.
Yes? Yes?
By where is it? Flame Wall. Shield Charge.
Take care.
Once I push this into maps, I'm gonna practice totems. I feel like the totem bossing is gonna be a little bit better for what I want to do than the minor bossing. It looks at least more survivability friendly.
Chance. Chance.
don't have a red-green. Apparently I missed my gold passage. Or I didn't. That was just a start I should have turned down when I saw the waypoint up top. Ah, would have left here. Ooh, gold horn. Give me that.
Wisdom. Wet.
This would be going into any Inquisitor Miner or into any Totem or Archmage build is what you can turn this into. So Firecaster is just the most generic form of any top of the tree leveling. And I've turned it into the most builds. I turned it on a witch into a summoner. I've turned it into miner builds. I've turned it into minion builds. I already said minion. Into traps builds, into miners, and into totem builds. Actually Archmage before totem I haven't actually done yet at league start.
In this cage, evil claws at the bars and howls for freedom.
What the heck? In 328 I did I did some phantasm.
Take care. What little...
3 blue goat horn? Sure. Yeah, Shock Nova looked pretty good. I just don't like Archmage as a league starter for its early weakness. Its early issue with cast speed. And its reliance on transfigure jumps. I'm not a big fan of having those in my league starter build as a day one requirement. So I try to practice builds that have 0 requirements in an SSF environment, because those can only improve in trade. If I need to practice based on assumption of trading, then the build usually is already on the weaker state.
Chance. Chance.
And armor I was about to say, why do I see the mechanics there? But this tells me that this is a dead end and that I'm moving into this direction. Saved me a check. Or it debated me hard. We will see in a moment. Are they fire resistant or why are they so tanky? Okay. We see this. We know this should be a top left layout. I'm looking for mana and life flasks.
Large life flask.
Good. Upgrade one, keep the other. I'm not guaranteeing a level up, but I'm trying to get a one. We take a death.
Your answer's here, heretic. In raid class. But I don't...
No, after the boss. I said only after the boss. Almost forgot the most important thing. I would say this was fairly clean played, Brutus.
For some.
Sell this, sell these, keep that.
Take care.
Get Flame Dash here. Movement speed boots. No, we take movement speed over momentum boots. Hello, Stelzon. How are you doing? I keep misreading this zone. Where the exit here is. I might need to learn this one again. Take a refresher on my website. Don't kill me now. I don't want to reset. But I want that alt. So it's very currency hungry. Yep. Only a couple days till reveal, which means a couple days till we can do target practice. Exciting. No, 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 no. Roars. Evil. Blue hasted Roars. Evil incarnate.
Chance.
How do I click and walk? I have move only bound to different keys on my keyboard that aren't on the mouse. I can use those keys to dirigate my character while having something on my cursor. This is called move only, and you just need to bind it on other keys than your mouse. People use space, people use Q, people use any button they can easily reach with their one hand. Ooh, I fell for it. I should have known
Trans.
that this one is not directly enterable from the bottom. It always entered from the left, right, or top. Oh no. Don't. There we go.
As a gentleman of honor, it pains me greatly to do this. Hard times.
Trans.
Alright, we grab this. We could have actually grabbed and leveled Stormburst here. That's on me. Easy. But we actually keep this one. I don't get LMP. I don't need Infernal Legion. I grab Lightning Warp here. Keep these boots just in case. Could have prepped an offense swap. Typical. On a run, I don't care about triple green. I get triple green. We'll be looking for mana flasks soon. Doing fine on XP. I can move. How fun is that? We all love getting chain staggered. So much interactive gameplay. Such a lovely game mechanic. Especially when it happens right around the exit. Isn't that just lovely? What do you mean the salt is accumulating? Don't you feel the motivation and happiness in my voice? I'm full of energy to face exploding enemies. I'm gonna ID items here. Keep the body, keep the boots, sell the rest.
Speak.
Look for links, don't get links. think it's fine, it's just lacking cast speed. It's very similar to Elemental Hit actually, where haste is just such a game changer. Once you have it, it just accelerates so much. It basically has all the damage, but the application of it feels bad. That's fair, Sipsy. It's definitely a skill you need to get used to. It's not something like Lightning Arrow or Power Siphon, which just automatically works. I'm looking for spare wands. I'm looking for triple blue non-wand. I'm looking for mana flasks. We had a back-facing one. It's too early, I think. Oh, never mind. I misread and baited myself. I should have went back for the transmute as well. Transmutes are giga important on caster runs. So I just hope the game doesn't punish me for this. Herald of Thunder. Wave of Conviction. So these, so that.
Stay true to you.
Right, that. Still looking for gear. Einer didn't want to run with me, okay. Holy. I'm doing too good on XP. I can rush the zone now. What leveling would you like to see? If I do anything after Firecastle that isn't my actual League starter, what leveling is something you would be interested to see in action? Oh dang, it's not here. Minions is just Firecaster. I'll be fully honest. I'm not doing minion runs. I'm doing Firecaster and I respec in maps. So this is what I would be leveling on minions. Can't use this, don't need to keep it down. Assassin. Assassin I would also, depending on what you do, either Firecaster or Peacock. Are you looking at Assassin Cast or Assassin Attack? Hi, Davidska. Just pick up the item. This should be the last wave of alterations I need.
Make it fast.
So, do you have items? Movement speed? No. Those is movement speed. Any gloves? Any gloves for a poor soul? Yeah. I got blue gloves. I take it. Transitioning into Poison Spark. I actually never played Poison Spark. I can take a look at that if I have time. Static Strike leveling from Aloha. If they nerf Elemental it, I'm also looking at that. Look good for a speed mapper. I'm still on my initial Mana Flask. I would like to see a Mana Flask upgrade. This is not late oak. There's too much room behind him. Alright, this is a good point to get some
I thought you were...
specific gear pieces. Don't like that those are for transmutes. Get Stormburst.
Hello.
And Spell Totem to level later. Still looking for mana flask upgrades. Game has not been providing those at all. I don't think I've ever been punished by not taking the first ride. There was quite a bit of extra walking. But this means it should be a top right exit. What the heck? Almost died there. That's unhealthy.
Wet. Trans.
Where the heck is my quest item? We get elemental focus here. Talk to Helena. And all that.
Goodbye.
Mana flasks are overrated, I guess. Who needs them anyway?
Alt.
Oh no, I'm misread. What the heck is this though? What the heck is this though? How did you not show me this exclamation mark when I was in that corner? Don't tell me that it's out of range. I call BS on that. The first misread was my issue. The second one is BS stone.
Trans.
Be dead.
Fusing. Alt.
Level 20. I think I should reach 21 before finishing this zone. Trick's gonna overlap exactly with the boss. Unfortunate. That boss phase was on me, that I didn't burst the boss there. And also my mana flask. I need to buy mana flasks. Small ones are not cutting it. Yeah, screw this. I need mana flask now.
Go with the spirit.
I was doing good on wisdoms. I should have done this earlier, to be honest.
Hello.
Alright, let's check my gear here. It's utter garbage. That shield suddenly turned really well. That's actually insane. Got +1 level on our shield. Or random essence. At this moment I should stop leveling shield charge. Also, we haven't seen a trial yet. It's likely on the other side. No, we see it now. Not deadly at all. Holy.
To be tempered by the flames of the past.
A dead man and a living machine. There's your truth, heretic. Enough of this.
That's power, son. That's power.
Tom, go with courage. Poor Tom, I need.
We don't get haste, but we get anger.
That's power, son. That's power.
Too much decks, but the chromes are good. I will be needing those.
That's power, son. That's power.
Armor, energy, shield base. Could get lucky.
That's power, son. That's power.
That's not lucky. That's lucky. Nah, not really, but I can work with it. One distinction to the Ranger runs and the Slayer runs here is that we're not gonna be doing lab in Act 3, we're gonna be doing lab in Act 4. We are level 23, we can't gamble, but we can check Hagen. We had a left entrance, so we are just sticking to the right.
Trans.
That's power, son. That's power.
About to hit 24, that's good enough. But 24 is too early to leave, I need a bit more XP.
That's power, son. That's power.
I'm gonna check 2 more corners.
Trans.
Last corner here. Hey, dash, hello? Come on, where's the blue pack?
Tell 'em.
Trans.
I'm a bit too slow on this run. It should have been a sub 1 hour Act 3. Hello Rex, how are you doing? I think I should have rushed more after all in the last zone. My caster runs are washed. I think so the campaign looked really good. I do want to state that his map was really lucky, like his map drops. He played it well, he's a good player, but I do think that he got extremely lucky on his run.
What is that? They call it that. You may go.
Need something? Watch yourself. What is it?
I forgot again to adjust my hideout. What a noob. I think as a duelist in the end game, you basically stick to static strike and you do an auto bomb mapper.
Your god's greatest disappointment, heretic.
Ah, I was timing that badly. I will be using cremation. I think Firestorm is the better casual approach for those that are not used to Firecasters. But what we are looking at is the best
2v1 G-Birds.
fire leveling approach, and that is with absolute certainty armor cremation. I think Firestorm is only reasonable on Archmage builds for a smoother transition. Alternative, you go some stat stacker duelist caster, slayer caster, or you gotta do some Baldo farmer block gladiator, or you just go cyclone. That's always an option. I don't think it's a good option, but it's always an option. An option I can respect. The skill is just satisfying, even if it's not strong nowadays. It needs too much investment to do some functionality that other builds have on baseline.
Alt.
Chance.
The amount of chances on this run is insane. Exile's gotta be envious.
Your conviction drives you, heretic.
I leveled it too high.
What
Okay.
might drive others to do in return.
You done? Oh, come on, lady.
That's power, son. That's power.
Damn you!
That's true. Yo, is it this the Asmodeus stream? The one and only? Well, pleasure of having you in my chat, sir. We buy cremation, we get armor brand here. There.
Go with courage.
Act 2. I buy Conk, Cruelty, Desecrate. Desecrate. Conk, Cruelty. And we swap to these. We keep Frostblade. Keep Desecrate. Drop this. Honestly, I would say the swap was personally really smooth. Flame Surge for single target. Interesting. The Ignite of Armor Brand isn't that high. I don't think Elemental Hit survives, I'll be honest. That felt too smooth. And I got too much attention. The main part is the attention, to be honest. If a build gets too much attention, it is usually when it gets nerfed. If too much of the player base is aware of it and starting it, and it's gonna be a cascading effect. If they nerf Fusillade and don't nerf Elemental Hit, too many people will go on Elemental Hit. That is my expectation. Oh boy. I don't have a red-green. Alright, emergency. What the heck? Why is everything shuffled? Why are you doing this to me, game? Enraged frogs. That's certainly something. What the heck? Interesting. I'll give it a go on a run. Appreciate the input. Run could have been better.
Exile has tested you, my brother. Now let's see what God has to say.
Oh.
Have you ever seen the true
Ooh,
face of
rare
God?
ring.
Die!
Trans.
Oh, I was about to say not even close, but then it was too close.
This world is an illusion, Exile.
I am using... This is Awakened PoE trade. or exotic change in PoE 2, and I just have it with control shift space. Yeah, shift space. Ooh, that's a nice ring. Live res. Yep. Control space.
2B1G body.
Sorry, shift space.
2B1G body.
You were my Genesis Dominus, and now here I stand.
That was messy.
Me.
Trams.
Let me through. Let me through. Almost cheated and didn't do trial.
Trams.
Must know precisely where he stands.
Wait, that's the wrong town. The Atlas update isn't actually that massive. But I will be I'm not going to lab yet. I will be making a video on the new progression. I've been practicing a lot. I think I know what I'm talking about now. Alright. What else can I drop? Can drop this, can drop that. I would love to... No, I think I should have gambled for fallings. I will do it before dreams. No, in between dreams.
Fusing.
We open dominant.
Alright. Can't use this. I would love to keep this, but I can't. I can't keep that. I can keep that, and I can't keep that. I can keep those. And there's nothing for me here. Okay. I can level the rest of my gems here. That will go into the swap in lab. Book icon.
That's power, son. That's power.
Now, Paul. Go with God.
What is
Hey,
yes?
what is these?
I'm watching you.
Worst Wenderwalk view vest.
Look at that.
I hit level 30. I need one more level. But I also have a lab here. No need to necessary overkill. Just get through. Dash Red Gambling Lab is the order, I think. Stick to the lower end. There should we see me.
Alchemy.
Just for me. Yeah, this is the layout where we would have completely missed dash red if we wouldn't have stick to the law pass. Altoric with the raid. Yo. Hello raiders. Hello Kaltarek. Thank you so much, buddy. How you doing? How was the stream? Currently in my caster run to set a baseline of how fast I'm currently in with cast and PoE1 campaign. I've recently broken my own records twice. Once on Slayer and once on Ranger, and I'm now approaching a stable 3-hour campaign time. Yeah, I'm way too invested into running fast. I'm enjoying it a lot. Alright, we gamble for gloves here. And we missed all of them. Wonderful. Absolutely amazing. Super RNG. See it here first. 3 gambles, no falling, no gold left. Easy. That's how the best runs are done. What have you been up to? What's the current build in PoE2? Iron Rod Infernalist. Okay. What is the selling point of the build outside of just being an Iron Rod? Why on Infernalist?
Those who stand should never outnumber those who kneel.
Maniac. Ooh, interesting. I forgot to check. I think this is the left one. I like shenanigans builds in PoE. They're always fun.
Fusing.
Ooh, we did a correct read. Oh well, just luck, honestly. So this is not a perfect falling, and we don't have a second falling. He opened twice with Sword Saint. That's just evil, Izaro. For that, perish. Alright, take care, buddy. Thanks for dropping in. Forgot to shout, I'll quickly do that. I'm sorry. I'm not used to do those in
Trans.
a not live stream, in a campaign run. There we go. English is hard. I went from not finding mana flasks to now I have upgraded mana flasks, but not finding life flasks. Hilarious. Always something to complain about, is there? Oh, I might die if I'm not careful here. I think it was a good lap.
An aspirant can afford to be promising. An uproad is the most devious trap.
That's
One Z,
power,
buddy.
son. That's power.
Before your emperor,
Alchemy.
before the goddess of justice, you are worthy. Receive our blessings, embrace our gifts, and rise ascendant. For this
Hey, look,
is
we
the
got Fusela
ending
dropped.
we all drink deeply from God's chalice, for the faithful will never find it empty.
Arguably, we should take the not the power charges,
Don't die.
but arcane search here. I brain short circuited. Was a mistake. Could have had 20% more damage. On the other hand, we are Firecaster. I need more damage, I'm doing something wrong. Get 32 here, making us ready for the dream. For the second zone.
Chaos.
There we go. Life flasks.
Large life flask.
Always choose up if you can. Stop moving. Take your medicine of damage. Healthy dose of damage kills the boss real quick.
That's power, son. That's power.
We give our fallen heroes more.
Satisfying when the skips work on the first cast. Oh, I don't have anger activated because I weapon swapped.
Chance.
No more chances anymore. I have enough.
That's power, son. That's power.
I'm missing more decks. We'll be taking a dex point soon anyway. I might keep that. We know that the exit we saw there is the fake exit. We are gonna stick to the right side.
Alt.
It feels like the game's pushing us into it.
Fusing.
There we go. The correct exit.
Fusing.
Far away. The heck?
Fusing.
Feels like a very unnecessary passage. You could have just had a connection there.
See, heretic.
Basically connected.
God takes good care of me. I may have missed her. It was
We're pretty low on G run gear wise. But I think we're doing good on time. No reason to slow down though. Why you move? Why did you just walk out of the damage?
That's power, son. That's
No, that's
power.
pretty rude.
You're God-given.
Wow.
That's power, son. That's power.
You were imprisoned by your own values.
actually find myself admiring you in this moment, Templar. You and I will create the most beautiful of nightmares together. Rather the hallmark of God, isn't it? Let me show you what a real God can do. What?
Looks like a good run. Didn't save too much time in this act. Would have saved it a bit more.
Now, let us see if you truly understand what it means to be Nightmare.
Are you not phased? Sir? Open the heart. There we go.
Accept the gift of immortality.
Hi, der Witzka. Danke, Oma.
Being selfish. Nightmare.
Nikos Bros, how you doing?
Are you so in love with death?
Just in time to see Malachi fall. Hi! Stop teleporting away. Alright, we gamble. We vendor, we gamble. Come on. Come on!
Hunt well.
Don't think I'm gonna keep any of these. Bodies. Alright, surely. Surely. Falling.
The corruption.
Why is it blue? Run is doing well. We are saving time, but not as much as I could. I need to get used to the Firecaster run again. Doing a lot of... I don't know what I'm doing, mistakes. This is only a... I could have... Why am I so slow in this act? Let's see. My solo time is about 15 minutes and I did lap. I should have been at 20 minutes, not 23. Where did I lose 3 minutes in that act? Felt like I was going fairly quick through the zones. Having played easy, simple builds the last couple days makes Firecaster a little bit overwhelming at times. Okay, my fire and lightning rest are in shambles. It's okay. I can work with that.
son. That's power.
Piety's science may aid in God does have sense.
That's power, son. That's power.
Should have kept your eyes.
It's death to something. Or something by exile. I really don't know the exact line. It's TyTy filter. You should have it somewhere on his Discord, surely answered.
Regal.
In PoE2 I like the Brittany voice line. Here, pick this up. Because you know when that drops, you have to loot something. The whole idea... I should have not stopped there. That death was avoidable. I should have realized that that speed shrine was a death trap. The real Ryo Riser. Appreciate the follow. Thank you, buddy. Glad they're helpful. No, I'm not doing this again. The speed up blue pack would have just killed me again with shotgunning. And deaths always happen shortly before the exit. Alright, Chad, I have a question for you. What is your comfort pick? When you don't know what to play or don't know what to practice, what build are you looking at? What is your default build? Loiter's locking in slams. Simple man with simple pleasure. Just wanna hit enemies. Hit them hard and hit them good. Zenith as your build that you just lock in to level. I'm pretty sure that's a late game build. And he's talking about late game builds. ED Contagion back in the days. I hope. Honestly, this is my biggest stream for 329. The return of Toxic Rain. They buffed the heck out of Toxic Rain Caustic Arrow. And half the league is league starting it. That skill is so satisfying. And the only reason it's not played is the damage isn't as high as other things. If it would have had better damage, yo, I would instantly lock in that as my league starter. Caustic Arrow Legion is actually really satisfying with wall CA. If it could clear slightly faster, it would be good. You know what I forgot to do? Is grab any of the 38 supports. No immolate, no anything. We have a lot of slams enjoyers and melee enjoyers in chat. Interesting. I would have assumed that most of my chat would be fellow bow enjoyers. Comfy pick, tornado shot. We're missing Gone. I think he would instantly have locked that in. Oi! Stop moving! I'm here on urgent business. No resisting. Just quick perish. Bow on Whisperer. I actually haven't done Mana Forged Bow on Whisperer. It was always something else that I needed to do in Frisia Ascendancy Leagues. Oh, Bleed Bow was also a nice build. I wish that the other dot things than Elementalist, Ignite, or Fire Dot are more viable. I mean, there's also, of course, Peacock Poison Dot, but that's not what I mean. I'm talking about native dots. And Bleed has been a sleeper for ages now, just not quite there. It's okay, but it's not quite there. It's always like the B or C tier compared to what S tier and A tier is that league. Fair Mouse, appreciate the follow. I think I have the idea. Making a series about playing old builds, just like to like 10, 30 Divines budget, and look where they're currently at. Last raid I did once for Infinite Delve, and it was one of my most horrible experiences. Melee bleed felt like hitting with a wet towel.
Chance.
Whirling Blades is definitely faster than Sheer Charge. Yeah, less corners it gets sticking to. Sheer Charge is more clunky, it has too much of a hitbox. I also don't have haste on Firecaster Templar, which is definitely the best. She has access to everything important. I'm a bit low on XP this time. I didn't kill enough. Normally I'm a level higher at this point. Come on, stop getting stuck on everything.
Thank you. You just once not remember.
Unsizen toodles.
Must have time to gather.
My rest is not ready for the next act. But I'm gonna get a lot of rest in a bit. Between craft and the next passive points I'm picking up. So I have this section. I have this section. That helped by fire res, and this open suffix. I like this more than that. Just because it has some flat life. Sure. I have to regal for the body. So I need to gamble gloves. I need to scour an essence helmet. No, we get a helmet base in the next one, so I don't need to gamble helmet. So we're gonna craft fire, cold, cold, lightning. Fire, cold, cold, lightning. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Those are the 4 items I'm least likely to upgrade as well. And then essence shield, essence gloves, upgrade helmet.
The flame of hope may flicker, but it cannot be extinguished.
Has my faith truly been alive? My God, and
Remember? Time and tide wait for no man. I could.
As much as I like this hideout, it's too big to walk to. I already said fire. Oh, this one can't. Cold. Cold. Lightning. Good enough. Amber gloves.
Hello, hello.
You kidding me, game?
Ready, exile? It is time to hunt!
I return to exile. Mold shaken.
Come here, quickly.
Yeah, I need a better hideout or readjust the hideout.
Has survived my gift. Now, test your new power.
That's 41. Where are you going? Wait, what? I expected to be out of range there for him. Oh, we go back for chaos. We definitely want both Belt and Tidal Island. Twilight Strand quest.
And evil.
I was supposed to portal here, which would have placed me closer to the lower beach. Or on the lower beach. Just walking.
Here I was born and lived. It is my honor to reign as a leader.
Not even close. I feel like this should be a zone no additional enemies should be allowed to spawn.
A wretched sight. So many drowned. While you be
Purchase. GMP. Immolate. Ignite Prolif. That build. Okay.
First,
Surely.
stay sharp.
Oh, okay.
Return soon, yes?
I forgot haste. I'm close enough. I want haste. I really want haste.
Good tidings to you. Time and tide make an omen.
Evil has returned to this place of despair.
Jesus. Everybody here wants me dead? Spell damage, give me that. One funny part about speedrunning, it always feels like the more time you spend overall speedrunning, the less time you spend per day speedrunning. Which kind of sounds funny. I remember still when my runs were 4 hours or above 4 hours, how I couldn't justify doing a 10 act push because it took too much time off the day that I didn't had. And now it feels wrong not doing a 2 stone push or 1 stone push. Hey Ottawa, how are you doing, buddy? Thank you so much for the raid. Finished with Slayer, and we are now leveling Firecaster practice. How was your stream? What have you been up to? Showcase effect. That normally doesn't happen. Surely. Surely that's believable. He just smashed the world record? What record he smashed?
Good. Another. Farewell.
Oh, 7 lessons. Welcome. And glad the layered guide is of help. Hopefully you also have an enjoyable time learning campaign. Mustia, what is loud? Also, hi Sarge, how are you doing? Apparently Sarge is loved in the Outwas chat. Everybody knows him. Ah, gotcha. Could be, I can check that after the stream.
That's power, son. That's power.
Oh, you missed layouts? You could have told me, I could have added them in. Never said the site is done. If it's missing something, I can always add it. Oh, come on. Very scuffed entrance of the zone. Already missing whirling blades. Doing shadow runs in the future. Shadow, dagger claw, dual wheel. Let's go. That has whirling blades. Adam is also in the chat. Yo! So many BPL MVPs in the chat. Okay on XP. Twitch sound and something. Okay, I will look into that. If I can reduce the volume. Does anyone in chat know what the current campaign record is? Like 100% campaign current world record on that. Last I know is the 245 from Exile.
Chance.
Must have time to gather my will.
100%. So with lab, 3 labs, all passive points.
Hold back the sea, so that I may slay its pretender king.
So strong. So dedicated. A man like you would never disappoint a lady in need. You're a gift, don't you see? A sumptuous feast for His Majesty on his wedding day. Really, we are both so touched by your generosity.
Oops. $217. Okay. I was curious about overall. I didn't know it was that low. I saw that 245 was the lowest. 217 done everything solo? That's just insane. Alright, long way to improve for me then. But also this means there's a lot more to practice for. More practice ones for me to do. This is Armor Cremation Templar, yes. On Hero Friend, I was thinking Inquisitor, but I decided I want to test into totems, not into mines. Could use more Portal Scroll, should pick a couple up.
This desecrated house
This through. You be careful. Witches can really hurt. And that the hard way. I should have checked the cluster. Probably appreciate the follow.
Very soon.
Alright, he doesn't vendor. I need a vendor. Come on. You. Still fairly weak gear wise. Both for resistance and life on gear. Use a couple extra drops. But we are trying to no longer gamble too much for gear. There's gonna be a respec cost we will need to achieve by the time we reach Act 10. What do you mean? It's Cyclone, not Cyclone. There's a difference. Also, what the heck is this layout? Getting bamboozled here. But I'm grabbing the essences. If they buff Cyclone to a proper state, I'm playing Cyclone again. Right now, I feel like it needs way too much investment into feeling good and damage-wise that you cannot fill in proper survivability. And it's just always worse than other builds for top strategies. It just doesn't have a spot in the farming meta right now. Like, if we are looking at mapping strats, why are we playing Cyclone if we could play a bow or wander build? If we're looking for bossing, why are we playing Cyclone when we could play a totem or a miner? Of course there's the argument of fun, don't get me wrong. But at League Start, you need, in my opinion at least, a specific amount of efficiency. And on the second build, there's usually more fun, new stuff you can do in the league than Cyclone.
Evil may hide, but thou
Yeah, 3, it's not bad, it's just also not the best. Similar argument for why I'm not playing an all-rounder build, like Peacock, or a simple build like Fire Ignite or Righteous Fire. Because they don't really excel at a specific farming strategy. They're just generically okay. Hi, I appreciate the follow. Oh, let me pick that up. I needed a couple of portal scrolls. And Jimmy is dead. Also with a follow. Thank you, buddies. Approaching the fancy skip. Even if I try to only drink during load screens, drinking the banana milk is losing me like a minute. Kinda funny. Yeah, I'm looking into it next stream. I don't know where I adjust that actually. So it will take a moment to fix it. It's not just a button press. His damage reduction, the guaranteed one here, is really annoying me. Like, you see his health drop like crazy and suddenly just nothing. I just feels like this is... I missed Lower Prison Act 6. Oof. Actually, bad streamer. How dare I miss the trial?
Is the strongest metal of them all.
Right side on first one.
The weary traveler draws never as only as efficient as those he commands. Such pursuits. My 3 lieutenants remain. Misery loves company, I suppose.
Forgot to check where the exit is on this floor. I'm assuming defaults. I assumed wrong. At least this one is easy to fix, not losing too much time. Wait, what? I got you baited. Ay, ay, ay.
When the time
Bad performance. Too many mistakes.
strikes without willpower to entertain doubt.
At least if you hold yourself to a higher standard. No, I'm gonna be triple cursed on the final one. That was a mistake. Surely I'll be fine. Matter. Lieutenants and triple cursed. What could possibly go wrong?
Aspirant can afford to be promising. An emperor must keep. Our road is the most devious trap.
Yeah, triple fort and triple lieutenant. I need him to instantly jump here. Or walk, that works as well. That is not good. Ah. Don't you dare.
That's power, son. That's power.
Wet.
Where is it? There. I need jewelry upgrades. Now we get the more spell damage. No resistances. No resistances. That is an insane ring. Stormburst. A variant.
That's power, son. That's power.
Early wall. Early long wall. Oh, correctly, that is the one where I stick left. Let's see if I'm right. Ah, doesn't look like I'm right. Oops. No, I was. I just went, wrong waypoint. I was on the right layout. I just were expecting the second part to be, later. I don't think Flicker Strike is a good build for Legion farming.
That's power, son. That's power, son. That's power. That's power, son. That's
It lacks the control to target kill the good rewards early.
That's power, son. That's power.
If you want to farm Legion, I just tell you to go bows. I'm heavily biased. Bows for Legion best.
Son, that's power.
Now, so this is Kisha. If you're thinking about dying, trust old Whalem. You keep your
This
wits
is
about
neither the time nor the place.
Then Wander. Kinetic Blast. Next best thing. You could also argue my Exang Miner on Trickster, but it would always be worse than bows. It is objectively worse than bows for Legion farming. But it's the next best thing. There's also the Ice Shot Miner, but it is bows again. And they are both slightly worse than just generic attack bows. Yo. Stop with the immunity phases. I'm not saving time. I'm slowing actively down. What am I doing?
unique.
I should have done this act way quicker. Where am I losing my time? It depends what they do to astrolabes. Breach was a raw currency farm. The reason it was a good raw currency farm is because the astrolabe added difficulty created a huge loot multiplier on breach enemies. If that stays, then breach is gonna be good again. If that's gone or nerfed, then Maybe Abyss is gonna be the new thing if we get the Abyss rework on top of the Magnetic mechanic.
What foul new corruption is this?
Man, how am I so washed on Firecaster when I'm quicker on both, where I don't have shield charge all the time? How? This should have faster movement and better single target damage, and I still manage to be slower. Well, good I'm practicing this. Kinda embarrassing how slow I'm on a Firecaster. Now, keep in mind I'm talking about extreme standards of reaching 3 hour. Right, I did a trial. But that can't explain 6 minutes. Pretty sure or 4 minutes. I'm pretty sure I do 18-minute Act 7 on both. Maybe it's no faster attacks on shield charge. Could be. Could be one of the possibilities. Where is she? Oh, there.
The unclean witch shall poison this land no longer.
I didn't have the socket for faster attack. I mean, I have the sockets now, but I didn't have it at the time. No way. What the heck? What was that range? Look where he's standing. They're standing here. Not again. Not again, game. Kill me once? Fair enough. Kill me a second time? I refuse. I refuse to die. Yeah, I really hope it's a proper balanced patch league and not just, in theory, this is considered a balanced patch league. In practice, here's the same meta minus one minor change. Dang, I'm not getting good belts. I don't see why Slayer would need a nerf. I think Elemental Hit gets its rework like they announced in a Q&A. And that's it. I did not meant to press that button. Minus time. Horrible. Horrible, horrible. That's how I lose time. I think Kinetic Blast right now is a bit stronger than both. And has access to survivability, better coverage. I think Kinetic Blast and Kinetic Fusillade get a slight nerf. K-Borg, just in general, Wanders is gonna get a slight hitch again. And then I'm expecting Elemental Hit to get a rework. And I'm expecting, or I'm hoping, to some major buffs to currently underplayed skills in the meta. Or underrepresented skills in the meta. Both needs a buff. Make Tornado Shot great again. 100% agree. I also think they mentioned that synthesized items are gonna get a rebalancing on how they are acquired in this patch. So I'm wow. Those were too many ghost touched enemies in one spot. I couldn't even kill them. What the heck? Screw that. What the actual? That's unpassable. That's why we don't play hardcore. I do believe that they should buff Toxic Rain, Caustic Arrow. Make Chaos Dot great again. Give it some love. I feel like those are severely weaker than the poison variants, which are already weaker than a lot of other poison skills. ED Contagion barely works, but fulfills its spot as a more casual build or as a tanky deep delver. But the rest is just severely lacking. Wait. What am I doing? What am I doing? There we go. I think if we are looking only at League starters, the dot cap is fine, is manageable. You just need to give them something else. Something that makes it worth accepting the dot cap. Bleed also could use some love. Bleed used to be I apply one strong dot, but since they removed portal, since they removed the Elder mod of the bows, it just hasn't been the same. You just didn't reach high enough bleed numbers unless you giga invested into the build. And then it was again at the point with investing just for the sake of it because other builds are doing it better. Almost. Game almost got me. Ah, come on. He was dead. What the heck? Would you just take damage? There we go.
Be careful.
Good to see these out. Goodbye.
Good. It's a. Tell me something. Don't do anything I would. What's up?
$52. Oh, doing a little bit worse on XP than I usually am at this point. No, 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 no killing me. That's not allowed. Classic. The one time I check right first, it's left. Classic. Just get Venus. Was Venus expensive last patch? Was it an actual valuable T0? Oh. If you have played Whirling Blades for a while, for sure. It's definitely not exactly the same, even though it plays very similar. Need a couple more portal scrolls. For the next act. I'm one level below what I would want to be at this point. I underkilled. I moved efficiently, but I didn't kill enough. We're quickly gonna grab a level here. Or as much of a level as possible here. The dying is very counterproductive for.
Ready, exile? It is time to hunt!
Bottles. I wanted those.
Alchemy.
Come on. I want that level up. There we go. Lost me a lot more time. I'm just so much more used to bow builds that I'm actually faster on bow still than on Firecaster. Despite having access to sheer charge. And a lot more single target damage. Bow's too good. Cover us. Might reach 2k life at the end of the campaign. Would be actually quite insane. Thanks, Zimba. Appreciate the follow. Let me see the dagger. The Stormblade.
Shower.
Ready, exile? It is time to hunt.
I have truly.
You can grind.
Oh,
You did.
see ya.
In the America, remember, humanity needs.
Well, good luck.
That's not a good wand. Not for me. The right facing one. Wait, what? My instance! What is this? The game's griefing me! I was halfway done with the boss. Wow. Not even close to the sub 3-hour run. This game's still trying to slow me down. That's just rude. How did Shakari do the jump phase before the tail immunity phase? Normally if you kill her fast enough, she skips that. At least we got to skip here.
Chance.
Faithful and the faithless alike. Fear of the unknown. Empire requires leadership that can sway realms bear two blades, posted in the left hand,
I'm stuck. There we go.
in the right.
Wow. Right before the waypoint. Shield charge is screwing me over. Aye. Not again. I forbid it. No additional deaths.
Chance.
That's power, son. That's power.
Perhaps for once.
Lock. other side.
You must owe your not.
Sheer charge, please. Ay, don't kill me. Not so deep into the zone. Hi, that guy was close. It's what I want to try with this character, actually. And I died. Oh, come on. Immediate immunity phase? No, I couldn't dash. Monster 4-5. I do appreciate the follow. He was so close to the exit again. Then I couldn't dash. Stop moving. After campaign. So today we are not swapping out of it, but I have it planned for future runs. I'm gonna take this character to maps at a slower pace tomorrow, figure things out. And then on the next stream, I'm hopefully have the time to do a 5-hour push. And send this directly to 1 or 2 stone. And I've been performing horribly in the last act. Slow on every single one of them. I need to make sure that I have attack speed, momentum on my shield charge and move around faster. There is not a video yet on the 328 Atlas progression efficiently. Like, people have made their approaches they did for the first time in 328 into videos, but nobody has actually made a look at it, how to run it most effectively. And there's no video on that, but I'm planning to get one out on Friday or Thursday. On top of the podcast episode. Like, I'm gonna end this campaign at level 59. No. Ah, I knew this was gonna happen. Not having access to recovery layers is actually really massive downside in campaign. After having played so many runs on Ranger and Elemental Hit, it's really noticeable how good Life on Hit and Life Leech is for surviving these kind of zones. We're constantly just attacked by some enemies. And Shield Charge really hits too many walls in too many cases. Getting stuck by too many pebbles. I'm way more used to Whirling Blades and Blink Arrow.
Lord shall be your judge.
Holy. Could I have not done tech-based run, the Wander run? That Wander would have been insane at this point for something like Fusilier Totems.
Chance.
Yeah, you can, but you don't really benefit from it as much. You lose the wand base. I know. That's what we used to do, right? X sword, leap slam. The thing is that we... No, actually, it might just be the way I need to do it, just because I'm more used to it. But we also don't get faster attacks, we only have momentum from the mule. I think in a group run this is more fine. Stop moving. Against the law. It's good that I decided to practice Firecaster. I definitely need to practice here. I definitely need to practice here.
Bannon, you for freedom.
I'm not a lap enjoyer on PoE 1. I prefer it for initially getting your ascendancies over PoE 2. But repetitive farming, I actually like the Trial of Sekema in PoE 2 more than I like the Labyrinth in PoE 1.
An emperor must know precisely where he stands. The goddess is watching.
I can avoid it. I'm not doing CR Sign campaign. Golden Draw? Golden Draw. I could have sniffed it. I knew there was gonna be a Golden Draw in this room. Wow. 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 No way. I need to open a new instance? Haybook was 3 divines. That I never get. How gems get so expensive at some point. That's just crazy. No, I get that there was too much demand for it, and I get why there was demand. I just find it crazy that something as simple as a transfigured gem can become so expensive due to demand. Like, I get pinnacle locked exceptional gems,
Gold is the most liberating.
but I don't get base gems. And there's no way coins going for. That is just like mercenaries or like the breach crafts. The intentionally temporary power the league is granting you as a power boost that is different from other leagues. And it was well timed with the removal of the awakened gems and replacing them with the exceptional system, which is more akin to the lineage system in PoE 2, more akin to a couple of powerful mods, supports that need a build around, and a lot of quality of life or utility gems, rather than just pure damage gems how they used to be. Like the Awakened Flat Damage or Awakened Pens. So we're gonna be losing some damage next patch. But honestly, it's overall still fine, just because of how much damage we already had anyway. Though it's way less hurting to current top builds than it is to the random builds people are doing that are like B tier or lower A tier and they just play for fun over a build that is S tier and is just powerful at a specific farm. Yeah, we get some other kind of powered power. But we are losing Awakened Gems, or we lost Awakened Gems, and the Imbues kind of balance that out, and that is fun. So we technically, the temporary power was a band-aid fix. Sorry, I need to rephrase this. This is not a complaint, this is an observation. We had Awakened Gems, which were like, what now, 5-7% more damage over the normal version. Those are gone now. The exceptional gems, some of them are very powerful for specific builds. Oh no! Why the lieutenant? And with the last pixel too? No! That's how the run ends? A moment of carelessness. a moment of talking, and then 1 pixel of mispositioning. But instantly. Like, that wasn't he was charging it up. It was he did it instantly. There was no reaction time. I was already tempted to go both anyway. I'm not meant to be a caster. I already see it, how it is game. No, but actually now to finish this, I want to write this out. Because I think it's a very interesting topic that I also talked in a podcast episode. So before 328, we had Awakened gems. Like our ele damage. Or Awaken Cold Pen. And these were pure damage. Those just gave you more damage or gave you reflect immunity, which was neat. Like, they had some quality of life, but they were mostly damage. Now, in 328, we got Awakened moved over into Exceptional, which is basically lineage gems from PoE 2. Mostly build around or quality of life supports. That's what happened in 328. And we also got Imbue gems, which still granted us the damage. Now, because of this, the general was, well, this is a gem damage and this is gem damage. Well, it's about equal, so that's fine. Now, in 329, Gem Imbue, likely not core. So the extra damage from gems gone. There will be an unknown alternative temporary power. But we don't know what that's gonna be. And we also don't know if that's also gonna correlate with a nerf. Because if we take a look further back, in Mercenary League, they reduced party quantity. So that the mercenaries, which gave additional party quantity, didn't result in too much additional loot for group players. Now that makes sense, right? You have, instead of 6 players in your party, you would have had 9 players in your party. So of course you had to nerf the loot per player slightly. So it wouldn't have been as broken. Fair enough. In 320, they removed mercenaries. But the party bonus stayed the same. So they have been hiding parallel to the temporary power we were granted and nerfed to something on the same axis. Party quantity and mercenaries. We granted temporary power that filled that, but in After League it was consistently gone. And in 328, those were the gems, the Awakened gems. I think it's a good way. Honestly, I'm gonna go back here. I'm gonna circle back. This is a good thing. This means that they managed to make it a nerf to balance out power creep in a way players didn't notice. In a way players weren't complaining about. There was no uproar, there was no rage. They were able to nerf silently. Sure, that they buffed ground loot, but that's... You weren't affected by the party nerf. But groups are still affected by it. I don't know the exact numbers now. But groups still would have gotten more loot with the ground buff now if the mercenary changes didn't happen. Right? It happened. This is not, well, they buffed something else afterwards. That is an entirely different topic. The topic is that it happened in the same patch. They gave us a temporary buff to it. And then after the patch, they took the temporary buff again away. And again, this is not a complaint. This is a Giga Brain move of GGG. And I hope they do it more often so that we get good, amazing patches. It don't feel like a balanced patch that just cuts off the player power like Expedition did. Where the graph was like, this is player power, and then Expedition happened and this. I much rather have them do something like this and then something like this. And we don't notice that they keep taking some player power away where it was too much and grant it in a different place. So we have a more longevity and replayability game. Alright, that was my TED Talk. I'm not redoing lab, I'm not finishing this act. I have my baseline. I'm just gonna lock this one in, even if it's a bit fake, for my caster. And I'm gonna improve from here. I'm gonna send a couple more caster runs the next days. I don't need to send more bows or slayer runs before patch. I'm just gonna focus on caster runs, which clearly are my weakest archetype right now. Alright, and with that, it's 11 PM for me. Hopefully it was entertaining to watch. We're gonna send you somewhere else so you can enjoy more PoE content. And I shall be back, not tomorrow, or maybe I'm gonna try to do an early stream tomorrow. But tomorrow evening is a recording of the podcast episode, so we can't do tomorrow evening. So we will do it afterwards. Who did we raid yesterday? Or day before yesterday? Who was my last raid target? Lance, okay. In this case, rear-raiding Aloha. The guy on Reddit that did the 413 Eta Exarch. Yeah, group play right now is an alternative that is fun, but it's not actually a competitive alternative to top currency strategies. Comparing to just running them at the highest tier. But alright. Can gladly continue this conversation next time. I think it's a very interesting topic to talk about. But for now, I need to get some sleep. Goodbye.